I pull into the empty parking lot of the Ridgeway Self-Storage at 9:47 p.m., 13 minutes before my shift officially starts. The night manager texted earlier, family emergency, asking if I could lock up after. After 6 months working here, it's my first time at night alone. The facility is eerily quiet this late. 5 long corridors of storage units, housed in a converted warehouse from the 1970s, all concrete floors and metal doors with faded orange numbering. The fluorescent lights cast everything in a sickly pallor that makes even the most mundane objects look slightly wrong. I park near the office entrance, killing the engine. Rain patters against my windshield in an uneven rhythm. The weather forecast promised clear skies. The main office is a small space with a desk, security monitors, and a coffee maker that's been running since morning. The burnt smell has permeated everything. I drop my keys on the desk and check the logbook. No customers since 6 p.m. Just a quick walkthrough and I'm out, I mutter to myself. I grab the flashlight from the drawer. Company policy requires a final inspection before closing, and head into the maze of corridors. The main lights are motion-activated, flickering to life as I move through each section. Behind me, they shut off after 30 seconds of inactivity, creating a bubble of light that travels with me through the otherwise dark building. Corridor A is clear, nothing but padlocked doors and concrete. In Corridor B, I notice water pooling near Unit B17, probably a leak from the rain. I make a note to tell maintenance tomorrow. The sound of my footsteps changes slightly as I enter Corridor C, a subtle hollow quality that wasn't present before. I pause, tapping my foot experimentally. The echo seems to linger a fraction too long. Something skitters in the darkness ahead. Probably a mouse. We've had problems with them since the weather turned cold. Hello? I call out reflexively, immediately feeling foolish. The motion lights in Corridor C seem dimmer than the others, creating deeper shadows between the units. As I walk, I notice Unit C23's padlock hanging open. I check the logbook entries in my phone. No one's accessed this unit today. Company policy is clear. Never open a customer's unit without authorization. But a hanging lock is a security issue. I approach cautiously, shining my flashlight on the door. The lock isn't just open, it's broken. The metal sheared clean through. Not cut, not snapped, but separated as if the metal itself had split apart. I should call my manager. Instead, I find myself reaching for the door handle. The metal feels unnaturally cold against my skin. I lift the door slowly. It rises with surprising ease, making no sound. The unit is empty except for a single wooden chair placed precisely in the center. Not the folding kind you'd expect in storage, but an ornate dining chair with intricate carvings along its back, vines and what might be faces. The chair is facing away from the door, toward the back wall. I step inside, my flashlight beam dancing across the concrete floor. There are no scuff marks, no dust. Nothing to suggest how the chair got here or when. The air feels different in this unit, heavier, with a faint metallic taste that coats my tongue. Hello? I call again, my voice sounding muffled, as if the air itself is absorbing the sound. The motion-activated lights in the corridor behind me click off, leaving me in darkness except for my flashlight beam. I spin around, but the sensors should have detected my movement. I wave my arms, nothing. I turn back to the chair, and my heart nearly stops. It has rotated. Just slightly, but I'm certain it's now angled toward me instead of the wall. I back toward the door, keeping my eyes on the chair. My foot hits something soft. I look down to see a small, leather-bound book that wasn't there moments ago. Against every instinct screaming at me to leave, I pick it up. The cover is warm to the touch, like skin that's been sitting in the sun. There's no title, just a symbol, embossed in the center. A circle with what might be a door or window inside it. I open it to find yellowed pages filled with handwritten text in what looks like different languages, some I recognize. English, Spanish, others I don't. Flipping through, I notice dates in the margins, spanning decades, the most recent from just last week. The English entries appear to be journal entries from different people. One catches my eye. October 17th, 1986. Found it in Hall C23. Shouldn't have opened the door. Now it follows me. I see it in reflections. It's getting closer. My hands begin to shake. This building wasn't even a storage facility in 1986. A soft scraping sound draws my attention back to the chair. It hasn't moved, but now I notice something carved into the seat that I missed before. The same symbol as on the book. The temperature in the unit plummets suddenly. I can see my breath clouding in front of me. The door behind me slams shut with a metallic clang that reverberates through my bones. I drop the book, lunging for the door. It won't budge. The handle is ice cold, burning my palm as I pull desperately. "Help!" I shout, pounding on the metal. "Anyone!" My voice sounds wrong, flat and distant, as if I'm hearing it through water. A soft creak comes from behind me. I don't want to turn around, but I do. The chair is now fully facing me, though I never saw it move. The carvings along its back are definitely faces now, contorted in expressions of agony, their features shifting subtly as I watch. Something is gathering in the air above the chair. Not visible exactly, but a distortion, like heat waves rising from hot asphalt. The darkness behind it seems deeper, endless. My flashlight flickers, then dies. In the moment before total darkness, I see words appearing on the wall behind the chair, as if being carved by invisible hands. "You open the door. Now you have a seat waiting." The darkness is absolute. I feel movement in the air, something circling me, brushing against my skin like dry paper. The metallic taste in my mouth intensifies until I gag. Then a whisper directly in my ear. "Sit!" I scream, throwing myself against the door again. It flies open unexpectedly, sending me sprawling into the corridor. I scramble to my feet and run, not looking back through the dark corridors. The motion lights don't activate as I pass. I'm moving through pitch blackness, guided only by memory and terror. I burst into the office, gasping for breath. The clock reads 10:13 p.m. I've been in the building for less than 30 minutes, but it felt like hours. My hands shake as I gather my things. I need to leave now. I'll call my manager from the car, make up some excuse about feeling sick. As I reach for my keys, I notice my reflection in the office window. There's something wrong with it, a slight delay in its movements, as if it's not quite keeping up with me. And behind my reflection, just over my shoulder, is a shadow that doesn't match anything in the room. I spin around. Nothing's there. When I look back at the window, my reflection is normal again. I'm imagining things. The stress, the dark, that weird unit, they've gotten to me. I practically run to my car, fumbling with the keys in the rain. As I slide into the driver's seat, relief washes over me. I'm out. I'm safe. The engine starts with a reassuring rumble. I flip on the headlights, illuminating the empty parking lot. As I shift into reverse, I glance at the rearview mirror. The chair from Unit C23 is in my back seat. My scream dies in my throat as something cold wraps around my wrist. Not a hand, but something that feels like dozens of thin, paper-dry fingers. They pull my arm toward the back seat with surprising strength. In the mirror, I see nothing holding me, just the chair and the deepening shadows around it. But the pressure on my arm is undeniable, dragging me backward. With my free hand, I hit the hazard lights, honking the horn frantically. The parking lot is empty. No one is coming. The grip on my arm loosens suddenly. I lunge for the door handle, throwing myself out into the rain. I run, not toward the building, but toward the main road, hoping to flag down a passing car. I make it to the highway soaked and gasping. A truck approaches, and I wave desperately. It slows, then stops. The driver leans out. "You okay?" "Please," I manage between breaths. "I need a ride, anywhere." He nods, gesturing to the passenger door. I climb in gratefully. "Where are you headed?" he asks as we pull away. "Just away from here," I say, watching the storage facility recede in the side mirror. "As far as possible." He nods sympathetically. "Bad night?" "You have no idea." We drive in silence for a few minutes. The rain has stopped and the moon breaks through the clouds, casting silver light across the highway. Mind if I ask what happened back there? The driver eventually asks. I consider telling him everything, but decide against it. Who would believe me? Just saw something I shouldn't have. He chuckles. Happens to the best of us. People store all kinds of secrets. Something in his tone makes me look over at him. In the dim light of the dashboard, his face seems normal enough, middle-aged with a day's worth of stubble and tired eyes. But when he glances at me just for a moment, I see something else behind his eyes. Something old and patient and hungry. You know, he says conversationally, I pick up a lot of people from that place over the years. My mouth goes dry. What do you mean? He doesn't answer directly. Instead, he reaches over and turns on the radio. Static fills the cab, but beneath it, I hear whispers. Dozens of overlapping voices too faint to make out individual words. They all opened something they shouldn't have, he continues, as if the radio isn't making that terrible noise. A door, a book. He glances at me again. They were all invited. I reach for the door handle, but it's gone. The door panel is smooth metal where the handle should be. The driver smiles, and in the growing moonlight, I see that the carvings from the chair, the faces, are now etched into his skin, moving beneath the surface. Don't worry, he says, his voice changing, becoming layered with other voices. We've got a long drive ahead of us. Plenty of time for you to tell me what you saw. The highway stretches before us, empty and endless. In the rearview mirror, I can no longer see the lights of the storage facility or any lights at all. Just darkness, spreading in all directions.